Hi there, welcome to brilliantmaths.com, where every student has an opportunity to excel in math. Have you subscribed to brilliantmaths.com yet? Do well to subscribe. Subscribe to the materials on the website, subscribe to the modules. We have lots and lots of resources to ensure that you excel in maths. Today's lesson is actually taken from Brilliant Maths Module 2. Get a copy and let's work together. Today we are looking at consumer arithmetic. In consumer arithmetic, you calculate profit, you calculate loss, you calculate VAT, the VAT that we pay, you calculate commissions, taxations, and all of household finance. It's a very interesting topic and its application to real life. So today we're looking at profit and loss. What is a profit? A profit is made when the selling price of an item is higher than the cost price. So you actually make a profit when you buy something and sell it higher than you bought it. So for example, I'm a trader and I buy a pair of shoes for 80 pounds and I sell those pair of shoes for 100 pounds. I made a profit of 20 pounds. Then what is a loss? A loss is made when the cost price is higher than the selling price. That means you actually sell the item lower than you bought it. So for example, the pair of shoes we are talking about, I bought it for 80 pounds. If I sell it for 60 pounds, then I've made a loss. I've made a loss of 20 pounds. So profit is equal to selling price minus cost price. Again, profit is selling price, take away cost price. And then if you have the profit and the cost price, then you can find the selling price. The selling price will then be profit plus cost price. And then to calculate profit percent, what percentage of profit have you made? The profit percent is calculated by dividing the profit by the cost price and multiplying by 100%. That is how you calculate profit percent. The same goes for losses. You calculate loss by subtracting the selling price from the cost price. Then you can calculate the selling price by subtracting the loss from the cost price. And you can calculate the loss percent by dividing the loss by the cost price and multiplying by 100%. Let's work out a few examples. Let's look at this example. A trader sells rice at 5 cups for 20 pounds and makes a profit of 80 pence per cup. Calculate the profit percent. You need to understand the question. A trader sells rice at 5 cups for 20 pounds. So all 5 cups were sold for 20 pounds and makes a profit of 80 pence per cup. So the profit is 80 pence for each cup. So solution, selling price of 5 cups is 20 pounds. Profit on 5 cups will be 80 times 5 because the profit on each cup is actually 80p. So 80p times 5 gives us 400 pence, which is 4 pounds. So the total profit the trader made was 4 pounds. So the first thing we need to do to be able to calculate the profit percent is to calculate the cost price. Then we'll calculate the profit percent. Cost price is selling price minus profit. So since the selling price for all 5 cups was 20 pounds, and the total profit was £4. So the cost price, CP, will actually be £20 minus £4, which gives us £16. So profit percent, we call it profit percent or percentage profit, will be equal to, we said profit percent is equal to profit over cost price times 100%. So we're going to do just that, which is equal to the profit is £4 over 16, because that's the cost price, times 100%. 4 in 4 is 1. 4 in 16 is 4. And then 4 in 100 would give us 25. So the percentage profit is actually equal to 25%. So by selling the 5 cups for £20, the trader has made a profit of 25%. Let's look at this example. A laptop was sold for 30,000 Rand at a loss of 20%. Find the cost price. Can we take this again? A laptop, most likely a MacBook, was sold for 30,000 Rand at a loss of 20%. That means that for selling it at 30,000 Rand, the trader actually made a loss of 20%. Find the cost price. To work this out, let's write the statement. Selling price is equal to 30,000 Rand. That's how much the laptop was sold. The loss is 20%. So that implies that for selling that laptop at 30,000 Rand, the trader made a loss of 20%. How much was it bought? So let the cost price be equal to X, because we don't know what the cost price is. So 80% of X, or 80% of the cost price, is actually 30,000 Rand. Why 80%? Because the loss was 20%. So we subtract 20 from 100. So that means that 80% of the cost price is equal to 30,000 Rand. So let's find the cost price. If we take 80%, 80% is 80 over 100. If we move it over to the other side of the equation, it becomes 100 over 80. It reciprocates. So cost price, which is X, so cost price equals X, equal to 30,000 Rand times 100 over 80. How do we then calculate this? That goes, but we can use our calculator. 30,000 times 100, and then we divide by 80. And what do we get? We get 37,500 Rand. So the laptop was bought for 37,500 Rand. That was the cost price. But it was sold for 30,000 Rand. You can check it out. Find 20% of 37,500 and subtract it from 37,500, and you would see that that will give you 30,000 Rand, because the loss was 20%. Very interesting. Work it out. Let's look at this example. A woman bought a law book for $125. She later sold it at a profit of 36%. What was her selling price? There are several ways to calculate this, at least two methods. The first method is you could find 36% of $125 and add it on to $125 to get the selling price. The second method is, since the profit is 36%, you could just add 36% to 100% to give you 136%, and you find 136% of $125. Whichever method you use, you should get the same answer. So I'd like to work out both methods. So method 1, the cost price is equal to $125. The profit is equal to 36%. So I want to find 36% of 125. So 36%, which is equal to 36 over 100 times $125. And that would give me, I like to use my calculator, 36 divided by 100, and that is actually equal to 0.36 times 125, and that gives us $45. So that means that the profit is $45. So the selling price would be cost price plus profit. So selling price is equal to 125 plus 45. And that would give us 5 plus 5 is 10, carry 1. 2 plus 4 is 6, plus 1, 7, and then 1. So actually, the woman sold the book for $170. Using the second method, here I simply want to add 100% to 36% to get 136% and find 136% of 125, and I'll get the answer directly. So I'm just going to say selling price equals 136% of 125. So that gives me 136 over 100 times $125. So let's see, 136 divided by 100. So that will give us 1.36 times 125 equals $170. So like I said, whichever method you use, you would get the same answer. You either find 36% of 125 and add it on to 125 to get the selling price, or you simply find 136% of $125. And as we can see, the answers are the same. For more examples, get Brilliant Maths Module 2. Here we want to calculate discounts. What is a discount? A discount is an amount of money that has been taken out of the original cost of an item. I have two examples on the board, and I would like you to pay attention and notice the difference between the two questions and how you can solve them. Example 1. A shop gives a 5% discount on a phone which costs 150,000 naira. Ola wants to buy the phone. How much will she pay for it? So the phone costs 150,000 naira and a discount is on it. Probably they're doing sales or it's Christmas or for some reason the shop wants to clear and they're giving a discount of 5%. One way is to find 5% of 150,000 and take it away from 150,000, or subtract 5% from 100 and that gives you 95%, and you simply find 95% of 150,000 and that gives you the amount that she pays for it. That is quite different from example 2. Example 2 says, Amma paid 664 Ghana cedis for a set of jewelry. If this was 17% off the original price, 17% off, that means 17% has been taken off the original price, and then she paid 664 Ghana cedis. The question is, what was the original price? This kind of question is quite different from the first one. How do you work that out? We'll do that when we get to example 2. So for example 1, I'd like to take the shorter method where we simply find 95%. So how much did she pay for it? Amount paid equals 95% of the cost price, which is equal to 95 over 100 times 150,000 naira. So I put that into the calculator. 95% is 0.95. Times 150,000, and that gives me 142,500. So Ola paid 142,500 naira for the phone. In example 2, Amma paid that 664 Ghana cedis. So amount paid is equal to 664 Ghana cedis, but this is actually after 17% has been taken off. So since we don't know the original price, let the original price be X. So that means that if we take 17% from 100%, we have 83%. So 83%, which is the same as 83 over 100, of the original price is equal to 664. Therefore, the original price, which is X, is equal to 664 times 100 over 83. 100 over 83 because it goes over to the other side of the equation and it reciprocates. So let's work that out. 664 times 100 divided by 83. That gives us 800 Ghana cedis. Always remember to reciprocate your percentage if it's crossing over to the other side of the equation. So that means that originally the jewelry costs 800 cedis. But because 17% has been taken off, Amma paid 664 Ghana cedis for it. Let's quickly look at how to calculate commissions. What is a commission? A commission is a percentage of the selling price of goods offered as an income or an incentive to the salesperson. So it's a form of payment to the agent for services rendered. So usually salespersons get commission. There is no particular method of calculating commissions. The commission depends on the terms of the offer, the terms of the agreement between the salesperson and the company. Let's look at this example. A salesman is paid a weekly wage of 120 euro. In addition, he is paid a commission of 2% on the goods he sells. During a certain week, he sold goods worth 4,000 euro. What were his earnings for that week? Let's take note of the terms. He earns 120 euro every week plus a 2% commission on the amount of goods he sells. So for this particular week, he sold goods worth 4,000 euro. We'll calculate 2% of 4,000 euro and then add it to his weekly pay of 120 euro. Let's do that quickly and see how much he earned that week. Weekly wage. And then, in addition, he gets a 2% commission, 2% of the amount he sold. And that amount is 4,000 euro that week. So that's the commission. So we're simply finding 2% of 4,000. We can actually do that mentally because 1% of 4,000 euro is 40 euro. And 2% will be 80 euro. If you also decide to cancel out, we have 40, and 40 times 2 is 80. So the commission for that week was 80 euro. But how much did he earn that week? So we add the 80 euro to the weekly wage of 120 euro. So the total earning for the week was equal to 80 euro plus 120, and that gives us 200 euro. So he earned 200 euro that week. You like this? Let's go to brilliantmaths.com. We're still looking at consumer arithmetic. In this lesson, we want to learn how to calculate simple interests. First, let's look at the different vocabulary involved in solving simple interest problems. The first vocabulary there is interest. What is interest? When money is invested or loaned, interest is gained. The interest is the little extra money you get when you make an investment, or the extra money you pay on a loan that you take. The original amount you invested or you borrowed is called the principal. So note that principal is P, interest is I. Then time. Time is the number of years of investment or loan. So that's the number of years you've invested the money or the number of years you need to pay back the loan you have taken, and that is the time. It is represented usually by an uppercase T. Then the rate. The rate is a percentage charged. That's a percentage charged on the amount that you have either invested, which from where they can calculate your interest. So the rate is a percentage charged, and percentage is out of 100. So the formula for calculating simple interest is the principal times the time times the rate over 100. Very simple formula. Principal times time times rate over 100. That's how you calculate the interest. So anytime you have the principal, the time, and the rate, you can find the interest or the simple interest. But in some cases, in solving simple interest problems, you can be given the principal and the time, and you're supposed to find the rate. Or you have the time, the rate, and the simple interest, and you're finding the principal. So we should be able to solve any of those problems. And in solving that, these are the formulas that you need to be able to calculate any of the parameters. So for interest, you have principal times time times rate over 100. So assuming you want to find the principal, you will be given the interest, the time, and the rate. We know how to change the subject of a formula. So that's exactly what you do here. You simply make the principal the subject. You cross multiply the 100 and the interest, and then you divide that by the time and the rate. So if you have the time, the rate, and the interest, the formula for finding the principal is interest times 100 divided by time times rate. If you have the interest, the principal, and the rate, and you have to find the time, the formula is the interest times 100 over the principal times the rate. If you are given the principal, the time, and the interest, and you're supposed to find the rate, it's the interest times 100 divided by the principal times the time. Then the amount at the end of the period, the total amount, is equal to the principal plus the interest. Let's look at some more examples. Let's look at this example of how to calculate simple interest. I always like to put the simple because there's simple interest and there's compound interest. So we can always take note of the difference. Example 1. Calculate the simple interest on £550 invested for 3 years at 25% per annum. Find the amount at the end of the 3rd year. So here we are finding the interest and the amount, the simple interest and the amount. We have the principal. From the question, we can see that the principal is £550. The time is in years, so the time is 3 years. And the rate is at 25% per annum. 25% is actually a quarter. So you are getting a quarter of the amount for 3 years. That's interesting. So the interest is the principal times the time times rate over 100. So let's input that into the formula. The principal is £550. The time is 3 years. And the rate is 25% all over 100. So how much is that? Let's use the calculator. So we have principal 550 times time is 3 years times rate is 25 divided by 100. And what does that give us? The interest is £412.50. So that's £412, 50 pence. So that's our interest. £412.50. What else are we finding? We're supposed to find the amount at the end of the 3 years. And amount is principal plus interest. So, amount A is equal to the principal, 550, plus 412.50. So the total amount at the end of the 3 years is equal to the sum of both 550 pounds plus 412.50. That gives us £962.50. 962.50. So that is the interest on the investment. So that's the total amount collected at the end of the 3 years. The investor took away £962.50 after an investment of 3 years. Let's look at the second example. Find the time in which the interest on $7,500 at 17% per annum will become $3,825. You need to read it carefully to be able to identify what you have been asked to find. So can we read the question again? It says, find the time. So what are we finding? We're finding time. Find the time in which the interest on $7,500. So that's the principal. So the principal is $7,500. At 17% per annum, that's the rate. So the rate is 17%. Will become $3,825. At what time or after how many years will this investment earn an interest of this? So the interest is $3,825. So we've identified the different parameters, the interest, the rate, and the principal, and we're supposed to find the time. And we know that time is equal to 100 times interest over rate times principal. So let's put in the figures into the formula, and then we can calculate. So 100 times, the interest is 3,825. 3,825. The principal is $7,500. And then the rate is 17. So let's input this into the calculator and see what we get. So 100 times 3,825, you'll get 382,500. And you divide by the product of 7,517, and you will get 127,500. If you divide this numerator by the denominator, you will get 3. So that means that the time is 3 years. So in 3 years, this investment will gain an interest of $3,825. Go to Brilliant Maths Module 2 and try some more exercises. There are lots and lots of them. Subscribe to brilliantmaths.com. Subscribe to the website, get the modules, and you are sure to improve your math skills. My name is Ngozi Orebaogene, and always remember that maths is fun and you